This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
Tonight, police are looking for a group of men who may be connected to a string of armed robberies in St. Louis. 2 of the crimes happened in the busy Central West End neighborhood. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. In each armed robbery, the victim said the suspects were a group of people dressed all in black and wearing masks. Our Justina Cornell joins us live from the Central West End with the latest on all this. Justina.
Yeah, both of these crimes happened just blocks apart on Saturday night. One of those crimes happened on Maryland Avenue and the other on Boyle.
The population density is extremely high. A lot of people parking on the street, a lot of people, walking at all hours of the day.
A lively neighborhood also attracting potential suspects.
Historically, we do see armed robberies go up, starting around Thanksgiving holiday through the end of the year.
An unfortunate trend James White sees. The executive director of the Central West End Neighborhood Security Initiative faces these cameras, which has eyes all over. Their program curbs crime, relying on more than 200 cameras.
Good majority of them are in the Central West End neighborhood, though.
Now they brace themselves as they notice more brazen acts.
Very bold, they're very unconcerned, if you will, of getting caught or any consequences that might result from these criminal behaviors. That's why in a lot of situations I assume that they're juveniles.
Saturday night, police believe 2 armed robberies may be related. Both happened within blocks of each other and in a 40-minute span. One crime on the 4400 block of Maryland Avenue and the other on the 400 block of Boyle. Police say both victims were threatened with a gun, their phones were stolen, and 4 to 5 suspects fled the scene.
Multiple suspects on foot approached residents in the Central West End, demanded property. They're not really getting much return on these sort of criminal events, but certainly creating a very volatile and dangerous situation.
White and his team work to prevent these crimes that could also rob a sense of security.
We don't want to see businesses preyed upon, and we don't want to see residents preyed upon. So we're working with technology to help us identify when and where these events are happening.
He said he's also seen a trend of car break-ins in the area, especially over the holiday weekend. Now he urges you, if you see something, to say something. You can call Crime Stoppers at 1-866-371-8477. Reporting live, Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
Now to a developing story in North St. Louis County. 2 men are charged with murder, accused of killing a hotel manager in Hazelwood. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer is live at the Hazelwood Police Department, and Diamond talked with the victim's family today. Diamond.
That's right. Victor Folk's niece actually talked to us earlier today, and she says that he had managed In-Town Suites for the last 3 years, actually moving here after he lived in Virginia. And she said just last week her family celebrated his birthday. Broken glass and cars riddled with bullet holes remained outside the In-Town Suites extended stay in Hazelwood Monday, 2 days after the hotel's manager was killed.
I was awakened by gunshots.
Asa Davis has lived here for a year and says everybody knows each other, sticking together like a family.
I ran downstairs to check and see what happened, and that's when I noticed the hotel manager, Victor.
Police say the manager, Victor Folks, asked 2 men at the extended stay to leave after an argument. 20-year-old Jalen Elroy and 18-year-old Marshawn Brinkley went outside along with the manager.
All the subjects in this incident were known to each other. It was an incident involving an argument between all of them.
Police say one of the suspects then shot the manager in the leg. Victor crawled back into the hotel where he died. Police arrested the 2 suspects and also took a juvenile suspect into custody.
He had a lot of people that really cared and loved him, so they really took away a good person from us.
More than anything, Davis says he wants people to remember Victor by his good deeds.
There's been times where I done seen people short on their rent. He would come out of his pocket, pay. He just wanted to see everybody get along.
Now, McElroy and Brinkley's bond has been set to $750,000 and $1 million, and it's cash only. And here at the Hazelwood Police Department, they tell me they don't believe there's any more suspects out there. However, they will continue to comb through that surveillance video. Live here at the Hazelwood Police Department, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
Illinois officially kicked off its election season today. Candidates running for office filed papers to get on the ballot. Our political editor Mark Maxwell caught up with several of them as they competed for that coveted first spot in line.
The first day of filing is something of a rite of passage in Illinois politics, where candidates and their staffs wait in long lines, often overnight, to try and secure that top spot on the ballot. But with no statewide races on the ballot in 2024, races like governor or secretary of state, all the focus shifted to races for Congress, specifically control of the House, both this one and the House on Capitol Hill. We caught up with members of Congress like Delia Ramirez and Nikki Budzinski, Democrats who expect to advance through their primary contests to a general election. But in Southern Illinois, control of that seat in Congress will likely be decided in a primary. Five-term incumbent Congressman Mike Bost is beefing up his base to ward off a challenge from the ambitious farmer Darren Bailey, who in 4 straight elections now has run for the House, the state Senate, governor, and now for Congress.
He's ran for offices, got elected to offices, did very little, and he's more about running for the office than he is about doing the job.
You know, you've got a do-nothing candidate, a do-nothing congressman, and he really is. I mean, when you consider the representation and the conservative values of the 12th congressional district, the district is too conservative for the congressman.
Bailey has tried to cast Bost as something of a D.C. insider, trying to nudge him farther to the right. Bailey taking vocal stances in the GOP infighting over the speaker's gavel, but both former Speaker Kevin McCarthy and the person Bailey backed, Jim Jordan, are both backing Bost for his re-election bid. For his part, Bailey shrugs all that off as just backroom deals. The primary election is March 19, just 113 days away. Reporting in Springfield, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
Let's take a live look at Busch Stadium. The St. Louis Cardinals made a big move today to beef up the pitching staff. They signed free agent Sonny Gray.
He is a 3-time All-Star. He was runner-up for the American League Cy Young Award this past season with the Minnesota Twins. Gray is one of the pitchers the Cardinals targeted as soon as the free agency period opened, and they're hoping he can be a top-of-the-rotation starter. He was introduced at a news conference a short time ago, and sports director Frank Cusimano is here now with more. Frank?
Well, you can't doubt the aggressive nature of the Cardinals so far. It's not even December, and they've already spent $100 million on starting pitching. The first 2 signings last week of Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson did not move the needle much, but today's signing should. His name is Sonny Gray, and he and the Cardinals have agreed to a 3-year deal worth $75 million. He's 34 years old, and among qualified starters last season, the 8 homers he gave up were the lowest in baseball. As Mike mentioned, a 3-time All-Star. Think about it, the second best pitcher in the American League last season.
How the fans support you, how the fans are hard on you, how the fans expect you to win, expect greatness, which is something that, as a player, as a competitor, that's something that you want. Especially for me, where I am in my career is I want to win.
The Cardinals just replaced the best talker in baseball, Adam Wainwright, with the second best talker. Sonny Gray is a walking soundbite. And as a baseball fan and a sportscaster, I really like that.
Coming up, bond reduced in a hit and run that left a 72-year-old woman critically hurt. The conditions that must be met.
Plus, Metrolink linking up with Metro East Airport when the project is expected to be finished, and who's paying for it.
You know, all that mild weather we had through much of the month of November, we're paying for it now. Temperatures this morning down into the 20s. Tomorrow, for many of us, a start in the teens. More on that, what that means for the wind chills in just a few minutes.